We start with the main event. Arman Tsarukyan taking on Mateusz Gamrot. Now, BC, they're ranked 11 and 12 respectively. Arman at 11th, Gamrot at 12. You would imagine that the winner here moves into the top 10. But the thing that I love about this fight the most is not just that they are very good and very exciting. And I know a lot of folks don't like it for this reason, but I actually really like it when young contenders have to face off against one another to see who's really coming or going. Because to me, the one who loses is not gone forever. They can rally and have a second or third effort in their careers and then get to the same kind of point. We've seen it a number of times. But this is going to be a big decider in two very promising careers about who is going to be potentially maybe a title contender in the future, but someone who's really going to be entering that elite space, that top 10 space. I think Arman Tsarukyan is one of the best up-and-comers in all of MMA. Do you agree with my assessment that this is more than just about rankings? This is a bit of a fork in the road, at least for this juncture in their career.
Absolutely. I love this type of matchmaking. It's hungry, aggressive. We have two guys that one could be the future. Let's find out, right? It's Ryan Bader versus John Jones back when they were both, largely untested up to that point. Let's find it out right the hell now. But Luke, I think something that I've said it before, I'll say it once more, right? Knew you would make me feel so good. Want to do you right. I mean, look, that's the best 311 song. It really is, all right? No, people forget it. You've never even heard their first record, All right, back to this. Luke, we said it before about this lightweight division. 2 years ago, I thought historically deep, and even though now it's been passed by bantamweight on a global level, but certainly within the UFC for depth, star power, etc., dude, it is transitioning very nicely from the older guard, the Fergusons, the McGregors, even Poirier, even, RDA, who are sort of slowly starting to transition out. Now we've got Islam Makhachev, Brad Riddell, and really both of these guys, including the winner who's going to launch into the top 10, as you mentioned. It's among the least household name sexy fight night main events, but it's sort of one of those where I think you're guaranteed to see two hammers try to figure out which one is actually the nail underneath it. Luke, how do you even not break it down X's and O's, but if I knew nothing about these two, what should I be looking for in this one?
I think this is going to be a real question of who, and we'll talk more about this on Friday, but to as a basic overview, both are very exceptional wrestlers. I mean, both can do a lot of it now, but I really wonder who is going to dictate the wrestling battle, which is to say, this is not meaning, whoever gets the takedown. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, who is the dominant wrestler in the sense of, when I want to take you down, I can, and when I want to defend, I can, because both guys have very good offensive takedowns. Mateusz Gamrot lost to Guram Kutateladze, who fought over the weekend, in part because Kutateladze did get taken down a lot, but was fighting a lot off of his back. That's not really Tsarukyan's game that we've seen. So it's going to be a bigger question of who can either establish the takedown, defend it, or immediately win scrambles. And then, if that's the case, obviously there's going to be a question of who can win on the feet, but they're very evenly matched. They have a lot of the same skill sets. The question is going to be who gets to put their thumb on the scale when it comes to having the better wrestling, either defensively or offensively, to decide how that fight's going to go within that dimension.
Luke, does the winner of this, I like to talk, I don't have my hammer with me right now, my Russian hammer, Luke. And by the way, when we're talking about Beterbiev, from Dagestan, although he lives and fights out of Montreal these days. But when we're talking about that list across mixed martial arts, it includes Bellator, it includes PFL, the hammers are coming on. Does the winner of this get added to that list of, Eastern European-based hammers who seem to be ready to take over the sport?
Yeah, I mean, Tsarukyan is Armenian Russian. So, these are we kind of group them all as these are just tough dudes from mountainous regions who speak Slavic languages, but there are meaningful differences between them. But yes, to your point, these are it's interesting, right? Like Georgia, Iran, we won't have many Iranians, but Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, obviously parts of Dagestan and whatnot. That whole region there, you get different religions, different peoples, different languages, but they're all kind of good at wrestling, Olympic weightlifting, these real kind of masculine sports. There'd be no good reason why they wouldn't equally be adept at these kinds of sports as well. And so you're beginning to see that flow from, yes, very similar parts of the world, but meaningfully different in many ways too. I just think it's an inevitability that you're going to see this and then more. I think Gamrot's Polish, though, if memory serves, right? So that's a little bit different, but But yeah, certainly Tsarukyan would be part of that larger ilk, I think, of what you see. You see a lot of those same guys good in boxing as well, dude. There's, Viktor Archinian and all the Armenian crews. They're Armenians are good at that kind of thing.
Is 31 from Poland. I was unaware of that, but it still fits the larger territory there in Europe of what's going on. But Luke, particularly Tsarukyan, dude, 5 in a row since that loss to Makhachev in a similar type of matchmaking, although much earlier to this one. But Luke, he kind of looks like you. Now that you're in shape, you guys do resemble each other. I mean, there's that Armenian power, right? You look very Armenian today, is what I'm saying, and I say that as a compliment, Luke.
I don't know that I take it as one. Also, I look more like Tsarukyan's hirsute uncle than I do his twin. But yeah, he's in incredible shape. This is going to be a hell of a fight. But speaking of guys from that region, BC, whether you like the main event or not, the co-main event, I don't know how you can't. Neil Magny, by the way, give Neil Magny credit. This guy has been asking for the smoke from what's his face? Boars. What's his name?
Khamzat Chimaev?
Yes, Chimaev. He's been asking to fight Chimaev. He's been asking to fight Hammers. Well, careful what you wish for, because he got one. Neil Magny is going to take on Shavkat Rakhmonov in what is easily the biggest test of Rakhmonov's career, because he has looked, and you would agree, BC, he has looked very, very good, but he's not fought anybody this experienced, anybody this talented, anybody who's got an interesting frame in the way that Magny does. What a fight in either direction. What a win it would be in either direction.
Absolutely. And on top of that, this isn't a Magny who's only made his name on being the guy who fights the people that no one wants to. He's won 5 of 6 coming in here, Luke, and that only lost a decision that went the wrong way against Chiesa, and he was, competitive like he always is in all of these fights. 31 years old, you could argue is putting together the best sort of run, that we've seen up to this point, but look, I have no, misgivings here. If an alien would walk off a ship tomorrow and put on a singlet and no one wants to fight him, Neil Magny's going to fight that alien, Luke. So he is that dude. He's that difficult out. He's got that cardio. But damn, we're going to find out right now how good your boy Shavkat Rakhmonov is. And damn, has he looked really good. In fact, Luke, that list of hammers that we're talking about, I mean, you can't put him above, Makhachev right now, but he's pretty damn high up there, Luke. I mean, he's coming the hell on, Luke. He looks to be good. This is that durable, not easy to contend with type of opponent, or we're really going to find out what Shavkat's plan B, C, D are, because, Neil Magny makes you do that. So, yeah, this could be the main event. It could be, dude.
I'm telling you now, like the people who are around Shavkat Rakhmonov, they've all privately reached out to me about it, and they all say that, like, he is as good as anyone in the gym and usually the best by far, and he's only shown a small smidge of what he's capable of. Now, again, Neil Magny is no one's pushover. This is a very difficult test. Funnily enough, Caesars has Rakhmonov. I am surprised by this, and I'm very high on Rakhmonov. They have Shavkat Rakhmonov as a minus 400 favorite in this contest. Little high for me, if you're asking, but just the same. We all talk about Chimaev and what he's done, and he's just exploded through the ranks. Had a bit of a come-to-earth moment against Gilbert Burns, but still got the job done, fighting very undisciplined, but still getting his hand raised. Rakhmonov is taking a much different approach, much slower, steadier, kind of, I'm going to build the quote-unquote right way to get there. I'm telling you, we'll see what happens on Saturday, but if he makes, not short work, but if he really shines against Magny, it's not just that there's a meeting between Shavkat Rakhmonov and Chimaev headed down the line. It's that Rakhmonov might have actually been the guy who, because of his development process, gets to the point where he needs to be in the right way, even though he got there a little bit slower versus Chimaev. Something to think about.
Yeah, good news for the welterweight division if that happens. I mean, dude, if he systematically breaks down Magny like the way you're sort of in teasing here, that's a statement. So that's going to be worth watching. Just the same. What if that gas tank looks a little pulled on come late round 3? This is in play here against Magny, so we'll see what happens.